This is the Bencler Rocks Diver, and this is the review. To kick things off, let's have a look at the spec. Hello and welcome to another review. Before I continue, I just want to say, if you like my content, then please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'm really grateful you're here and would love to hear what you think about this watch, so please do leave me a comment. Now, a few of you may be wondering what this book is on my table. It's actually the microbrands book, and it's created by Mr. Watch 93 to showcase some of the microbrands from all around the world. It's 202 pages and contains quite a lot of insight into the personalities of some of the best and some of the most up-and-coming microbrands in the world of watches. As you can see, there's some good photography and good coverage, and I personally think it's really important that there are content creators out there who dedicate a lot of their own personal time to develop not just their passion in creating collateral like this, but also their passion to develop as much exposure of the microbrand world as possible. It really is highly recommended. Now, quick wrist check, and today I'm wearing one of my favourites, the Helm Curaburi in matte black and orange, a true classic in the microbrand world, very much sought after, and Matt over at Helm only produces about 25 of these or so a month, so if you add yourself to the waiting list today, then you're looking at easily a 2-year wait, and that goes for the titanium Kuraburis too, maybe even perhaps a 3-year wait for those. But today I'm looking at the Rocks Diver by Italian microbrand Bencler. Now, this will be available on Kickstarter towards the end of November 2022, so please do go on their Instagram page, give them a follow and to get all their updates, and I've added the link in the description. Now, the Rocks Diver sounds pretty cool and is actually called that because Bencler paid tribute to the Faraglioni di Architrezza. Faraglioni being the Italian word for sea stacks, basically big columns of rock coming out of the sea, and Architrezza being a beautiful town by the sea in Sicily in southern Italy. And according to local legend, the Faraglioni were great stones thrown at Odysseus in the epic poem The Odyssey by the monster Cyclops. So for me, whilst the name sounds rock and roll, there's a beautiful and romantic tale behind Bencler's inspiration, and that inspiration is engraved here on the case back. Now I just want to stop right there, and I just want to say that all this inspiration, all this passion that goes into a watch and the design of a watch is why I love the microbrand world, and why watches that are produced in this small section of the global watch market are so unique and so colourful in many ways. Now the Rock Diver is 39mm in diameter, 46mm lug to lug, 20mm at the lug, and is 11.5mm thick. So for me and my 7.5 inch wrists, it sits kind of on the smaller side of my own personal preference, but only by a touch. But those dimensions are perfect if you like smaller watches or have 7-inch or below size wrists, then this is ideal. The case is 31 6L stainless steel and is water resistant up to 300 meters. The crystal here is sapphire with an AR coating too. It is powered by a Miyota 9015 and that comes with 28,800 beats per hour, 42-hour power reserve, 24 joules, a date function at 6 o'clock. It's got desirable hacking function and considered a workhorse movement. And a quick thank you to Caliber Corner for all their insight into watch movements. Their knowledge really does make it easy for people like me to research movements, and I've added their link in the description. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional and is ceramic, so is highly scratch resistant. Let's just have a listen to that. Now that's very satisfying indeed. So this is the Black Rock, and that's one of 4 colorways. There's the Blue Rock, the Turquoise Rock, and the Red Rock in addition to this black colorway. And just note the color of the dial is also the color of the circular markings up to 20 minutes on the bezel, with the exception of the Black Rock, which is white all the way around. And just let me know in the comments what your favorite colorway is. Me personally, I really like the Blue Rock. With regards to lume, this is filled with Super Luminova BGW9, and just note that the 12 o'clock is symbolised by the shape of the C stacks, which is a lovely little detail. The dial is sandblasted, and I'm really glad it's sandblasted in a way because I think the texture really lends itself well to the inspiration of the watch. I can imagine the beautiful shores of Achi Trezza and this texture I think and hope was designed with that in mind. The crown here is signed and screw down, and just to note that this is a prototype loaned to me by the guys at Bencler, and this prototype has a push down crown, but all the production pieces will come with a screw down crown. And speaking of it being a prototype, it came to me unboxed and on this leather band made in Italy, but will actually be an optional extra when launched on Kickstarter. And the pieces that are produced will come with solid steel beads of rice bracelet as standard, and the leather band, by the way, will have the Bencler logo on it. So for the price, it's $339, that's around €345 and 295 UK pound sterling or so in today's market as of the 3rd of November 2022. I think the price is pretty standard and what you may expect for a new entry, noting a fairly dependable Miyota 9015, the beads of rice bracelet is standard, decent lume and decent all-round specs. On the wrist it actually sits nicely, considering for me it's probably on the smaller side to my own personal preference. Proportionally it comes in pretty tall with the 11.5mm thickness on the case, and I actually love to see how one of these wears on one of those steel bracelets that it comes with as standard. It's nice to see an Italian brand actually emerging, Vicari watches and Meccaniche Venetiane to name a couple, both with classic microbrand stories. Two brothers formed the latter and used Kickstarter to fund many models initially, and Vicaria, founded by two friends who actually use a local watchmaker to assemble and regulate their watches in the Italian city of Vigera. So it's nice to see another emerge, this time from a coastal town in Italy, to really put their expertise and passion of the sea into the design of a diver's watch. And overall it's kind of what you'd expect spec-wise from a new diver's entry into the microbrand world, and whilst for me there's nothing that screams out from a design point of view that makes this watch feel on the high end of the unique scale, or that makes you go wow. I mean, the other colorways may have that wow factor, but what I will say is that I really like the story behind this. I really like the fact that it's Italian, European, and their inspiration sits on that case back, and in kind of a cringe way. It's almost like a secret between you and the watch. And I bet that this will do really well on Kickstarter, and I can see it being funded within a few days of being launched, and I hope it does, and I hope to get my hands one day on that blue rock. Well, hello there, rock diver. See you later. Keep going.
If my butt's on fire.
And we're back. Good night, rock diver.